Welcome back to my channel. So today I did some deep dive and research on mental health in gig work. And I found some really enticing information, and I want to be able to take my experience of 7 years and see if I can conquer certain areas of this article to bring or shed some light to the areas of mental health in the gig world. Okay. So first of all, welcome back to my channel. If you like everything that you're getting out of here, feel free to give me 2 thumbs up or subscribe to my channel to get more engaging information on the gig economy. DoorDash, Grubhub, Walmart, Sparks, all that good stuff that's out there. And this article was a very interesting article. It says mental challenges in the gig world. Working for DoorDash, Grubhub, and Walmart Sparks can take a toll on mental health. Studies show that gig workers often report worse mental health and life satisfaction compared to traditional employees. Basically, studies show that gig workers often report worse mental health. Okay, the biggest challenges come from loneliness, financial instability, and the unpredictable nature of the job. The lack of structure can also increase stress and anxiety, sometimes worsening conditions like depression. To stay mentally strong in this line of work, it's important to find ways to manage stress, create a routine, and stay connected with others. Whether it's setting daily goals, taking breaks, or having a support system, small challenges can make a big difference in handling the ups and downs of the gig economy. So there is some truth to that, definitely, with the loneliness, sometimes with the unpredictability of the ups and downs that do come with this lifestyle. It's really not built for everyone. And if anyone does get into it, the sustainability to be able to work it on a consistent basis can be very challenging. So, how have I done it for 7 years? How have I been able to overcome these challenges? How have I been able to turn this from a regular simple gig work into a full-time income that's sustainable and consistent? It has been no easy feat. And basically, it's all about just trying to maintain a great attitude when you come out here every single day. For instance, every single week, I'm always trying to hit certain areas to improve the flow and the consistency of what I'm doing. Just this week alone, I've built a framework of hours that I personally, for me, need to consistently hit in order to generate an income and maintain it on a consistent basis. And normally, what I would do is I would actually put these in a notepad like this. And this way, I can actually look at it and say, oh, okay, this is what I have to do on Monday. Oh, okay, this is what I have to do on Tuesday. And what I do is I blend in there my work life balance, hanging with friends, seeing family. I mean, again, that's just me and my lifestyle. I don't really know what other people go through in this lifestyle because we're all independent contractors. We're not all working together as a team. We're all independent in our own way. But the inconsistency, the best way to manage inconsistency in this lifestyle is to first build a framework. Ask yourself, how many hours do you want to consistently work every week? Start with that. And then say to yourself, okay, if you want to work 40 hours, I'm using this as an example, I want to work 40 hours plus. Now, basically, you could take those 40 hours in a 7-day work week and work them any way you want. You can go hard for 8 hours a day. You can work 8 hours one day, 3 hours another day, 5 hours another day. As long as each and every single day is getting you straight to 40 hours. That's as consistent as you're going to get with making income, because you have to see what 40 hours will give you at the end of the week. Again, spread out through 7 days, or doing 5 days and having 2 days off, traditional job, that job hours, okay? But I like that last week I worked 6 days, but not every single day was 8 hours. Some were 8 hours, some were 3 hours, some were 5 hours, and it was built basically around each and every single day and what I wanted to do in that day. But eventually, for the sake of consistency, I reached 40 hours plus and I made the money that I needed for that week. Now, the only financial instability that you do have with this is the uncertainty of the ups and downs every single week or every single day when you're working it. And the only thing you can really control, because, time's emotion. So the only thing that you can control is the time that you put in. So if you put in 40 hours a week, this is what you're going to make. And it could be within a range, okay? If you put in 45 hours a week, this is how much you can make within a range. If you put in 50 hours a week, you get the idea. The more you increase it, the more money you stand to make, and it's always going to be within a range. It's never always going to be a consistent flow of income that you're going to get every single week because it's very, very unpredictable. Okay, so we got here. Where is this? I'm just checking on my apps right now. All right, I'll just take this. So again, it's always the unpredictability. It's always having the apps right there in front of you, so you can always make sure you grab whatever delivery you can grab within that time frame and just working the time. The best way to really micromanage yourself and control yourself with time and with that inconsistency of money is when you pick up your first delivery, start a timer and concentrate on that timer. If you want to do 8 hours, boom, 8 hours is what you do. Once the timer reaches 8 hours, you stop. That's it. You're done for that day. You put in those 8 hours. That's it. You're finished. Okay? I've noticed that by doing it that way, it's been so much more easier for me because now I have something that I can shoot for, which is time. I can't control how much money I make. It's totally unpredictable. But if you flip it to the other side, because I know in this article right here, it basically said that, it's the inconsistency of the pay. Let's read it one more time here. The biggest challenges come with loneliness. Loneliness, I'm out here. I always talk to my friends. I always talk to people. I watch YouTube. For God's sakes, I even have AI. And I normally talk on AI, and it talks back to me. That works pretty well. It gives me some information and stuff like that. The biggest challenges come with loneliness, financial instability, and the unpredictable nature of the job. The unpredictability, yes, definitely high levels of uncertainty. It's not easy, but if you want any level of control, just work the time. That's it. And then compare each week. How did I do 40 hours last week to this week? And then look at those 2 days and see how they turned out for you. And then you'll see a range of how much money you're making. That's as close to consistency as you're going to get. Because a 40 hours one week can be totally different than a 40 hours the next following week. Then this 40 hours the next following week can be totally different than the next 40 hours the next following week. And it's all going to fall within a range. Okay? Within a range. So the best thing that you can do to have some level of consistency, to have some level of just knowing that you can hit a certain number, is just working the time. That's it. That, for me, time is very emotional. So I know that if I work the time, I feel good. This is how much I made in 8 hours. This is how much I made in 5 hours. And then you're going to start looking at time a lot more differently than you would if you were just looking at as anything else. Like you're going to say to yourself, well, am I hanging too long with a friend of mine when I can be putting more time into making money? Maybe 4 hours with that person would be a lot better than 5 hours or 6 hours. You'll know based on how it works for you. And if you have to spread it out through 7 days, you spread it out through 7 days. And that's just the unpredictability of time, okay? But if you work within that framework, if you create a framework for yourself and you work within that framework, you'll have some level of knowing of how much you can stand to make every single week. And that's the most important thing, is just that framework of knowing how to do it. Again, feel free to leave comments below. Let me know how you guys are doing out there. I hope I answered that one comment on tip baiting that I told you the other day. And again, I don't really worry about tip baiting. I just keep going. I just keep going, because if you worry too much about tip baiting, it's going to drive you insane. Everything is about just really creating your own rules out here to sustain yourself, to keep this strong. Okay, because this is where all mental health comes from. And if you're doing your best and you're staying within those time structures and only controlling what you can control, that's how you stay sane out here. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you got some value out of this video. Leave 2 thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.